Hey there,
Breaking
pithy
news.
listeners. Breaking news!
I don't really know if it's breaking, but it's something that our listeners have reached out to us, and they want to hear our breaking history hot take on KateGate.
Where the fuck is Kate Middleton? Excuse me, Princess Catherine.
She has not been seen since Christmas.
That's not true. There are 2 photos.
That are heavily photoshopped, so much that the A&P is like, these have no journalistic integrity, we can't put them out to the public. So anyway...
Yes. The last legitimate and very comfortable sighting was Christmas Day.
Then we get the news about the abdominal surgery, and she's not coming out until Easter. Well, Easter is like 2 weeks away,
now.
But she's just been removed from the Trooping of the Color schedule, which means she's not going to participate in the Trooping of the Color, which is in June. You don't miss Trooping of the Color. It's the celebration of the monarch's birthday, even though Charles, that's not his birthday, but it was Elizabeth's birthday.
He's not getting his own birthday Trooping of the Colors? We're going just with hers?
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
It is
that's
intriguing.
Weird.
It's weird.
That's a whole other
thing.
I had not been following this. I knew that she'd had this surgery and that people hadn't really seen her, and then I saw the Mother's Day post debacle where clearly things with Photoshop had gone awry, but I did not understand the amount of conspiracy theories, the multitude of questions and TikToks and Reels that are going around about Kate Middleton. So when Erica told me we'd had this request, I didn't quite get it, so I went diving. From what I understand, there is an out there theory that she is living behind an Arctic wall, along with a number of other famous people that have recently died or disappeared, and that they are living in Antarctica in some sort of like a cellular unit where they won't have to pay for their crimes against humanity. What those are, didn't say. So that's one thought. I've seen that William is having not only an affair, but is having a love child with his mistress.
Yes.
What is her name?
Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley.
And her husband is actually quite important, so they're in like this very similar circle.
And they're
There's
neighbors
rumors that they've been having an affair
Norfolk.
since 2019.
They're neighbors in Norfolk.
They're neighbors, and so Kate is embarrassed. I saw something about a mental breakdown because her friend died.
It's her sister's ex-boyfriend, who then went and married Lady Gabriella Windsor. But it was a very grisly suicide. So I have heard that he was having an affair with Kate, and Kate was the one that was having a love child with him. But my favorite out there, over-the-top, ha-ha theories are, one, that she's having a BBL. Kate would never have a BBL.
What is a
Never.
BBL?
A Brazilian butt lift.
Oh!
Like Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
But my personal favorite, and I hope it's true, she's sick and tired of everything and has discovered The Sims, like the video game, and refuses to get off the computer.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
I also read one that the surgery might have gone well, but the post-op went really badly and that she's in a coma, which is why, and this was the most valid argument I heard. All it would take is her physically being on camera and saying, "Hi, I'm fine, I'm just recovering." That's all this would take to go away. But it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So people are saying that either she physically can't because there is something so wrong to the point where she physically can't appear on camera, or she won't. And I think those are the 2 options.
If we're getting into realistic theories now, and we are theorizing, I have my social one and my medical one. Which one do you want to hear first?
Medical.
Obviously, I am very, very experienced in the medical world. Please read the sarcasm there. I think if you notice her progression, she continues to get thinner and thinner. I think she has a gastrointestinal problem. I think that she probably had to have a bowel resection of some sort, and
with a colostomy bag as a result.
Yes, I think that the colostomy bag is the result, because yes, that actual physical recovery would take a lot of time, but then you have to work in how do I maneuver in the royal life with a colostomy bag? How do we dress it? And let's be honest, like, you can see why maybe a woman is self-conscious about having this new addition to her life.
I think anyone would be self-conscious, whether or not you are in the spotlight or not, but I can certainly see that this lifestyle change would be incredibly traumatic However, my argument against that is that she appeared on Zoom a ton of times during COVID and beyond. So why isn't she on Zoom? You don't have to show anything but the head and the neck.
My counter to that is because Charles is weakening so quickly with his cancer, I think that this is William's time to say this is going to be my policy with the media.
I think he is playing with fire. That does not make sense. The monarchy has so little power these days. You can't turn your back on the media because you won't exist as a monarchy without it anymore. I'm so sorry.
I think that he thinks if he puts a hard line in the sand, now he can enforce that through his reign, and it's gonna bite him in the butt.
I can understand that up until the Rose Hanbury stuff became such a big deal. Plus, a mental health breakdown for Kate, and God forbid, perhaps some sort of an attempt to hurt herself. And so with all of those things, it is not safe or healthy to allow those rumors to swirl.
And you would think the man has learned from his mother.
So I will tell you, I really struggle with talking about this, and I know that people have asked us to. We generally are feminist historians, where we're trying to give women agency that perhaps had been taken from them over the past decades, centuries, millennia, whatever it may be. And I am concerned that by doing this, we are pushing Kate further into some sort of a health crisis, if that is the answer. However, politically speaking and historically speaking, the monarchy exists because it is a visual proof of this history that they represent. Therefore, the monarchy cannot decide, we don't want you to impede upon our lives, we don't want you to be involved, we want to keep you at an arm's length away, because that's not the contract they have with the British government. At this point, the only purpose they serve is to be a symbolic figurehead, and a figurehead has to be seen, and to make tourism and money work. I hate this for her. If she has had to have some sort of a bowel resection and she is going through a very distressing time in her life, I hate this for her if the rumors of the adultery is true and she is dealing with a mental health crisis over it, or even just an embarrassment. I hate this if there is literally nothing wrong and the girl just wanted a break. It's not fair. And I think maybe perhaps we should say that the real answer would be the monarchy needs to be more honest about the fact that they're human.
Yes.
They get tired.
Yes.
They get worn out. They have bowel resections, perhaps. They have a facelift. It's possible. I'm just saying, maybe it didn't go well. It's a thought too. Like, you are a human. You are allowed to have moments of weakness and moments of strength. And if the monarchy was not trying to pretend to be more than human, which of course was Elizabeth II's line that she drew in the sand, frankly, in the concrete, for her entire reign. Like, she was above reproach. She was beyond any sort of mistake, and the rest of her family, literally every other one of them, just couldn't handle it.
It is very hard to live up to that level of expected perfection.
So Erica, last thoughts before we go.
Well, this is my darkest thought, and I'm sorry, but I think that the crown is throwing and allowing these rumors to persist with William and Kate because Charles is very, very, very quickly declining, and I do not think that they were quite prepared for the rapidity of the decline.
He's only a year and some in. Yeah. That would be a very hard transition for them, and it would make the stability of the monarchy quite challenging. I would again think that throwing the heir under the bus, especially since the spare is totally out, throwing the heir under the bus with all of these horrible accusations of infidelity and love children might not be the way to go, because
it certainly doesn't endear him to anyone. We're supposed to be getting an update. The BBC is currently on standby, allegedly. So we should, by the end of the week, have an answer.
I personally love the idea of the Arctic stronghold for all of the criminals in this world that have managed to just disappear in the last few weeks, but I'm not holding out.
Well, if that case, why wouldn't it be Andrew? You know? Well, and of course, there's the Dumois rumors about his particular sexual proclivities.
What rumors? About what proclivities?
I mean, please don't put me in here saying saying this word, Caroline.
I don't know what the word is, so I really don't. What?
Well, he
What?
likes whoever his wife to do that.
Oh. Well, I think that we are in agreement that they are certainly scrambling to figure out how to handle it.
Yeah, I could see why there is turmoil over the situation.
Everyone is now waiting. I think the palace needs to make good decisions from here on out.
Yep.
Especially if it was something like a bowel surgery. She was trying not to make that public ever. That's a pipe dream. That's not going to work out. And she knew that.
I don't even want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to talk about that. Ladies don't poop.
I know, but this girl is a pro. She understands how this life works. She signed on with
not to
full
talk about her
understanding.
poop, though. I would not. I would let the monarchy burn before I talked about it. I'm sorry.
I don't think she has that choice if that's really what it is. That's not gonna work. Maybe she had a facelift and you go, girl. You do you. And I'm sorry if it was botched.
God, that would be terrible.
We'll all pretend not to know.
Well, all right, friends. We will be waiting on bated breath with the rest of the world until we get word from the palace. And that, my friends, is that.
I'm Caroline.
And I'm Erica, and we are Pithily Yours.